event for Sex Week is helping women in need access feminine products. How Kent State's Interhall Council is making a difference for female flashes.
And keep an eye on your emails. Kent State has unveiled new information on how it plans on restructuring some programs. We'll have the details from the provost.
And former President Donald Trump wants to bring back an act that was introduced in 1798. The details ahead and more as KSTV News at 6 starts right now.
This is Kent Stater TV.
Good evening, Kent State, and welcome to Kent Stater TV. I'm Noah Rao.
And I'm Sydney Brown. Thank you so much for joining us tonight at 6. We have the latest on your community and your stories.
We kick things off on campus where the Women's Center hosted a service event for local women as a part of Kent State's annual Sex Week on campus.
That's right, Kent Stater's TV's Lex Brady has the full recap of today's drive for women hygiene products. Good evening, Lex.
Good evening, guys. Today, Kent State's Interhall Council hosted many events, such as a viewing of the Netflix series Sex Education, along with a trivia and game night. But one event today provided support for women in need more than others, and we've got a closer look.
During Sex Week, Kent State's Interhall Council hosts many events focusing on educating students of safe sex practices. But one event is focusing on hygiene products every woman may need but doesn't always have access to.
Just like anything else, just like groceries, like this is an expense that some people might not be able to make way for right now.
Research published by the Obstetrics and Gynecology Journal found that about 2/3 of low-income women at one point in their life cannot afford menstrual products. KIC is partnering with the Women's Center to lower that statistic.
There's the Diva Cup and like period underwear and like reusable pads and stuff, and those are expensive. People who don't have the time or the money to get those things, just being able to have like pads and tampons are just really important.
The kits don't just come with pads and tampons, but also includes feminine and hand sanitizer wipes, along with chocolates and handwritten notes.
Usually when you're on your period or it's menstruation time, it gets even more emotional. So we thought it would just be good to encourage and lift up our students.
KIC members and students made 200 kits that will be donated to the Women's Center and distributed to Portage County women in need and bring awareness to period poverty.
We just want to normalize it a little bit more. There's a stigma taboo to it, and it's definitely not taboo over here in our world, and we hope to spread that out.
While Sex Week officially ends this Friday, KIC is hoping to continue to inspire students to help their fellow flashes in need.
And I'm really hoping that by us amplifying this need and issue, that it will maybe encourage others on campus.
Now, Sex Week isn't over. There are still many events taking place throughout the week. For updates on these events and more, follow Kent Wired on all social media platforms. For KSTV, I'm Lex Rady.
Thank you, Lex. The university has launched Transformation 2028. It's an initiative that it says will revolutionize your academic experiences. T28 will break down barriers between disciplines, creating more opportunities for interdisciplinary learning and ensuring programs are aligned with the skills today's employers seek. Students can rest easy. This initiative won't cut or merge any programs, so your academic path remains intact. Changes will roll out gradually over the next few years with input from faculty and students to ensure everyone's voice is heard. You can let the university know what you think by clicking a link at the bottom of that email.
6 Ohio residents have been indicted by grand juries on charges of illegal voting. These individuals allegedly voted in previous elections despite not being U.S. citizens. Lorain County grand jury declined to charge a 7th person, an Oberlin College student. Ohio Attorney General Dave Yost emphasized that while such cases are rare, enforcing the law ensures a secure election process.
And around noon today, a Ravenna police officer shot and killed a person on the Portage County hike and bike trail who was attacking another person with an axe. Channel 19 reported that officers fired at the suspect with the axe and then transported the victim of the attack to University Hospital with superficial wounds. Police say the two men were homeless and living in the same encampment. In a press release, officers reiterated that the hike and bike trail is safe, but the section of the trail will remain closed until further notice.
Your first forecast on Kent Stater TV.
Good evening, I'm Lillian Drabick, here to let you know what the weather is like currently in Kent. Currently in Kent, it is a beautiful 70 degrees, mostly clear and sunny skies, so hopefully into tonight you can see the waning gibbous moon. It seems the wind is coming from the south at 6 miles per hour, and the humidity is currently 35%. Expanding into all of the statewide forecast, we have up north in Akron-Canton area, it's 75 degrees. In Toledo, we have a 78 degrees. Lower south a little bit in Cincinnati, we have 75 degrees. And then towards the east in Athens, there's 78 degrees. In middle of Columbus, we have it's 78 degrees, really nice temperatures. Coming over here in Pittsburgh, it's 82, very nice in Pennsylvania. Going into northeast Ohio, up north we have in Ashtabula, it's 75 degrees. Sandusky, 77 degrees. Mansfield, 77 degrees as well. Lower south a little bit more, we have in Worcester, 78 degrees. Akron-Canton, 72. And in our beautiful Kent, it's 74 degrees with beautiful sunny skies, beautiful weather. And that's all that I have on the current weather in Northeast Ohio. Make sure to stay tuned for the hourly and day-to-day forecast. Back to you at the news desk.
Thank you, Lillian. Election Day is just a few short days away, and both candidates have been working hard campaigning in swing states.
That's right. Our very own Matt Crawley has updates from the campaign trail. Matt.
Yes, Cindy, Noah, good evening, guys. Well, the presidential election is just 14 days away, and we have the latest as we approach the finish line until the big day, as we will start this segment with an unusual figure, Eminem, as he is taking the stage in Detroit Tuesday night, not to perform, but to introduce former President Barack Obama at a Get Out the Vote rally for Kamala Harris. A Democratic official familiar with the planning says Eminem is expected to offer his thoughts on the presidential race. The rapper rarely makes political appearances, but Eminem's views of Donald Trump are well known. He has accused the former president of, quote, brainwashing his supporters. And on the topic of former President Trump, he held a rally in Greenville, North Carolina Monday and proposed to invoke an act that was raised over 200 years ago.
I will invoke the Alien Enemies Act of 1798. Think of that. 1798. That's when we had real politicians that said we're not going to play games. We have to go back to 1798 to target and dismantle every migrant criminal network operating on American soil. We're going to knock the hell out of them.
The act grants the president the power to arrest, detain, and deport individuals from countries in a stage of war against the U.S. without standard due process requirements. The act was most infamously used during Franklin D. Roosevelt's presidency, which saw the detainment of thousands of Japanese, German, and Italian nationals during World War II. A group of Republican lawyers and officials are urging federal investigations into Elon Musk's America PAC for allegedly violating election laws by offering payments to registered voters in swing states for signing a petition. Former Justice Department officials argue that Musk's initiative to pay voters in swing states to sign a petition supporting the First and Second Amendments may constitute illegal activity under federal statutes that prohibit paying individuals to register to vote. And those are the biggest politics stories of the day. For more coverage from us 24/7, visit us online at kentwire.com. Reporting from the Franklin Hall studio, Matt Corrali, KSTV News.
Thank you, Matt. You know, some residents in California got more than just their mail delivered to them by the Postal Service. The story behind one postal worker being accused of putting political ads in people's yards.
The Girl Scouts of the USA are increasing their prices, but this time not on their cookies. Here are their latest plans for their youth organization.
At Kent State University, we want all students to develop a global perspective. And with more than 200 study abroad programs in 60 countries, there are many opportunities. One is found in the Central African country of Rwanda, where students connect with survivors of the 1994 genocide.
We're learning about the reconciliation process. Rwanda sort of took a very community-based approach to how they recovered.
In January, a group of Kent State student athletes traveled to Rwanda, where they organized a soccer camp for children.
While we were there, we got to work with kids and spread our knowledge about sports.
And we brought shoes, cleats, soccer balls for everybody.
It was a transformational experience.
The people of Rwanda were full of joy. They were also full of excitement and life.
I think the big thing that I'm going to take home personally from the experience is perspective. There's not just one way to do things.
This was unlike any other academic experience I've ever had.
There was an old woman who lived in a shoe. She had so many children, she didn't know what to do. She gave them some broth without any bread and kissed them all soundly and put them to bed. Hunger is a story we can end. End it at feedingamerica.org.
Today, the world could use a little more understanding. Understanding nurtured by shared values. We come together at Kent State. Different dreams, different viewpoints, united by purpose. Preparing to make a difference in our divided world. Wherever you are in your life's journey, come learn with us. Begin at Kent State.
Tomorrow's news leaders.
Today's top stories.
From an award-winning student newsroom.
This is Kent Stater TV.
Your community.
Your stories.
Welcome back. Over the past few months, many Americans have been flooded with texts, emails, and calls from political candidates, and political signs have been planted nationwide.
That's right, but one California resident wants answers from UPS after one of its drivers tried to deliver a political message in her yard. CNN's Carolina Estrada reports.
UPS is investigating one of its drivers after surveillance video caught him doing something unusual.
He was not delivering a package to my house. He was delivering across the street. And on my ring, I saw that he put something on my lawn.
When Shelley Bales checked the lawn of her Davis home, she found these, nearly a dozen small flags supporting former President Donald Trump's 2024 campaign.
I was very surprised when I saw them. I was upset, and I don't get upset easily.
In the video, you can see the man placing them along her lawn. We blurred his face because Davis police say no crime was committed.
He really has no right. He's trespassing on my lawn. I don't think he had a right to do that.
Bales removed the flags and is now demanding answers from UPS.
In case he's doing it to other people, he should be stopped.
In a statement to KCRA3, UPS says in part, "We respect the right of all Americans to support their chosen candidate. However, we ask our employees to express their political views on their own time."
I have no idea why he did it. I can't imagine, what he thought he'd gain by these little signs.
As Election Day approaches, Bales hopes voters can respect each other. In Davis, Carolina Estrada, KCRA3 News.
And another major shakeup at Disney. The company is changing its board chair for the fourth time in 3 years. Yesterday, Disney announced Chairman Mark Parker will step down at the end of the year. Morgan Stanley CEO James Gorman will replace Parker starting in 2025. Gorman will be tasked with finding the new CEO following Bob Iger's departure. It's unclear what led to the latest change in Disney's board chair, but Gorman said that the timing reflects progress in Disney's decision to replace Iger.
It's not just the cookies that are getting more expensive. The Girl Scouts of the USA are raising membership dues to 160% over the next 2 years. The National Council voted to hike prices from $25 to $45 in 2026, and then an additional $20 per scout in 2027. Membership dues are the organization's largest source of revenue, last year generating $38 million from nearly 2 million members.
Chick-fil-A is stepping into a new entertainment venture. The fast food chain is launching a new app called Chick-fil-A. The app was designed for parents and kids in mind to have the ultimate digital playground experience at their fingertips. It features unique content to make the most of family moments together at home or even in the drive-thru. The app will include original animated shows, games, podcasts, kid-friendly crafts, and ebooks. The Chick-fil-A app will be available on November the 18th.
keeping you informed and ahead of the storm. This is your KSTV weather.
Welcome back. I hope everyone got to experience the beautiful sunshine and warm weather today. Let's get into the rest of what the rest of the night looks like and what the week looks like. So the rest of the night tonight, we have the temperatures going down with the 66 degrees at 7 p.m. right after the sunset at 6:33. Later on at 10 p.m., it's going to get lower to 61 degrees, and at midnight, 60 degrees. There's a very little % chance for rain, so it's a beautiful night tonight. Tomorrow, it's supposed to get up to 74 degrees with the wind, west-southwest wind at 13 miles per hour, a humidity of 52%. The sunrise is going to occur at 7:46 a.m. tomorrow and the sunset at 6:31. Again, there is also a very little chance of rain tomorrow. It's supposed to be very sunny with partly cloudy skies. And into the rest of the week, on Wednesday, it's supposed to get up to 74 degrees with a low of 43 degrees. All in all, it's supposed to be a very nice week with very clear and sunny skies with some clouds. You can see on Thursday, the wind is going to come from the north at 5 miles per hour. It's supposed to be a beautiful day of 58 degrees at the high and 36 at the night. And yeah, very little chance of rain, except on Friday we have a little bit slight chance, 24%. Beautiful weekend this weekend. Make sure you go out and get it. And that's all that I have. That's all that I have for the extended forecast. It's going to be another beautiful week in Kent, so make sure to go out and enjoy this wonderful October weather. I've been Lillian Drabick.
Thank you, Lillian. The former CEO of Abercrombie & Fitch has been arrested on charges related to sex trafficking. The federal indictment alleges they ran a sex trafficking scheme between 2008 and 2015. They're accused of recruiting men who wanted to become models, then giving them drugs, alcohol, and Viagra at sex-themed parties. Jeffries and a second defendant made their first court appearances earlier today.
More details are emerging after Liam Payne's death last Wednesday. A partial autopsy revealed that multiple substances were in the former One Direction star's system when he plunged to his death from a third-floor balcony in Buenos Aires, Argentina. The toxicology report showed a mix of drugs including pink cocaine, which is a dissociative drug. Sometimes that makes people feel like they're detached from reality. Public officials are warning parents of the drug's growing popularity because of its bright color that target younger audiences.
Justin Herbert and the Los Angeles Chargers traveled to take on Kyler Murray's Cardinals in State Farm Stadium last night. Stay with KSTV to see who won.
Will spend 15 minutes watching online videos like this one.
Brushing for 2 minutes now can save your child from severe tooth pain later. 2 minutes, twice a day. They have the time.
Without music on, check us at the 1975.
Amen.
Multiple studies have shown that marijuana can slow both driver reaction and response time, which can be really dangerous. It's here. It's here. Wait. What?
I can't drive.
Why?
My. Oh.
A clear eyes and full heart story out of Texas. A Frisco, Texas teen watched his football team play this week, months after a freak accident that left him paralyzed. S.J. Williams avoided a wasp by jumping into a pool and shattered his spine. And just over 100 days later, he's regained some upper body usage. And teammates at Cobb Middle School were eager to see him at the game. Family friend and Pro Football Hall of Famer Tim Brown shared how encouraging the community has been to help S.J. day by day.
And the NBA season kicks off tonight, and all eyes will be on Bronny James despite him not being guaranteed to play. With LeBron James starting his 22nd season, he's tied for the longest career in NBA history. The Lakers recently drafted his son Bronny, and if they take the court together against the Minnesota Timberwolves, it would be the first time a father-son duo played together in a regular season game. This potential father-son duo could be one of the biggest highlights of tonight's game. You know, it's so cool to watch these sports moments playing out this year. It's
Absolutely.
really awesome to see.
Across the country and everything as well. But we have someone who is actually going to continue our local sports coverage. Gage, how's it going tonight?
Cindy, I am having a great day today. A lot of positive sports news, lots of excitement, especially with the NBA kicking off tonight with the Knicks-Celtics game and the Minnesota Timberwolves and LA Lakers, as Noah mentioned, with the James family coming full circle. It's quite a beautiful moment, especially, you know, growing up as a Cavaliers fan in downtown Cleveland. It's amazing to see.
It's that time of year. We're ready, I think.
For sure, definitely.
Super excited.
Take us away.
Well, guys, let me walk you over to the KSTV 4-wall. And as one season closes on the diamond, a new dawn has awoken on the hardwood. And I'm going to help you get hip with what's new in the world of sports. The Kent State men's basketball team polled at third in the most recent Mid-American Conference preseason coaches poll. Flash's senior forward Von Cameron Davis was named to the preseason All-MAC first team, with senior guard Jalen Sullinger named to the second team. For the ladies team, they were put at second in the coaches poll, with senior guard Jenna Batch named to the MAC first team men. The men's home opener is November 8th against Miami of Ohio, and the women's is November 4th against James Madison. The Kent State women's volleyball team travels to Athens, Ohio. The Ohio Bobcats. Now, it's a bit of an underestimate to say that the Flashes are in a bit of a rut. They have lost 14 games dating back to September 6th. If the Flashes were to right the ship, it would be against the Bobcats, who hold a losing record of 8-11 and have struggled at home. Junior outside hitter Mackenzie McGuire has carried the Flashes on offense this season with an 135 kill count. And Kyler Murray welcomed the Los Angeles Chargers. And folks, if you liked kicking this game, it was certainly for you. LA kicker Cameron Dicker, he's going to boot a solid near 60-yard kick, and I'm sure he was happy about it. That's all fine, but I'd like some real football, folks, if you don't mind. Here we go. Kyler Murray just dropping back quickly to find Greg Dortch for the only receiving touchdown in this Monday night conference between AFC and NFC. Then Kyler Murray, he's known as a bit of a scrambler, and he's going to kick back on a play-action play, evade Khalil Mack here on a rush, and go off the line of scrimmage, evading LA Chargers defensive backs and running into the end zone for 6. This has been a comeback season for Kyler Murray as he struggled with injuries in his career, with an emotional celebration with his teammates. Then, as I said, folks, if you love kickers, this game is for you, as the Cardinals would boot a chip shot field goal for the win. Cardinals would win 17-15 in a game for the Chargers where they had no touchdowns, passing, or rushing. Well, folks, I hope that I made you excited as I am for the future of sports. Sending it back to Cindy and Noah at the desk, I've been Gage Wellman.
Thank you, Gage. And England's favorite bear can now travel back home. What authorities gave Paddington Bear to recognize him coming up.
At Kent State University, student athletes from around the world find their home away from home.
My dream has always been to come to the United States and play basketball on a college level.
I'm going to be the first graduate in my family. It's a big thing for me.
The faculty members here at Kent State are incredible.
I feel like Kent State, it has all the opportunity in the world.
Northeast Ohio is the ideal place for them to excel athletically and academically. From the moment they arrive, students are surrounded by a network of support that helps them thrive and achieve their dreams.
We are a family, so helping each other out is one of the most important things.
Straight away, I knew I had people that I could count on. As soon as I got here, between coaches, friends that I met pretty early on, I feel like this is a second home now.
This is the place. This is it. Coach Starkey, he always asks about how you're doing.
Our coaches are so supportive. They make you better athletes, and so many of those qualities are transferable. You're going to come out of here being a successful student athlete.
Solo stage where the player spends most of it being hunted down by Infinite. The weapon that performed the best here was the Drill Wispen. Its ability to...
He finally is like, I get it now. I get it. I have worth because I'm me. And I really liked it a lot. Like, I'm not...
What are you staring at? How do you know it's me? No.
Brush, brushy, brush, brushy, brush, brush your teeth. Every day and every night. Now it's your parents' turn. Here's what you gotta do. Let them have your toothbrush so that they can brushy brush your teeth. Good job, you're almost done. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. That's it. Help your teeth stay healthy. Brushy brush with a grown-up every day.
Paddington Bear has received a real British passport as part of a promotional campaign for the new film Paddington in Peru, which sees the bear returning to his homeland for a new adventure. Yesterday, the film's co-producer told Radio Times magazine that they requested a passport replica, but to their surprise, British authorities issued Paddington an official passport.
And a star-studded Christmas is headed our way with Jimmy Fallon's first holiday album titled Holiday Seasoning. Each track features A-list collaborations with celebrities and artists. To name just a few, the track list kicks off with the Jonas Brothers and the Tonight Show's band The Roots, and only gains stardom with names like Ariana Grande, Justin Timberlake, Will Ferrell, and Dolly Parton. Fallon's first holiday collection will be released on November 1st with this collection of new music.
What would you say your favorite Christmas song of all time is?
Of all time?
Favorite
okay, well, I gotta
Christmas
pull
song.
out Straight No Chaser.
Oh.
So they got those, it's like
Is that a band?
mashups. Yeah,
Oh,
they have their
okay.
own original songs though too.
Okay. So Straight
like
No
an
Chaser is the
acapella
name
group.
of the Christmas song?
No, that's the band. That's
Oh,
the
so what's your
group.
favorite Christmas song?
I think it would be theirs. It's called Christmas Can Can. I recommend it.
Can. Well, that is all the time we have for our Tuesday newscast.
Thank you so much for joining us this evening. For more updates on your stories in your community, follow our platforms on Kent Wired. I'm Sydney Brown.
And I'm Noah Rowe. Have a great night, Portage County.
Good morning. Hope you all had a good weekend and are ready to be inspired. One quick thing I want to remind you guys to be studying.
Major key alert. Did you just look at your phone while you was in class? You played yourself.
Today we're talking about inspirational quotes.
You want to get that paper? You better turn in that paper and get an A+. That's a major key. Another one.
Mogul talk. You want to reach the mountaintop? You got to go hard. To succeed, you have to believe.
Stay focused. Fly higher than the eagle. Don't ever play yourself. The key is to make it, so make it.
Louise, can you give me an example of an inspirational quote from recent history?
Don't play yourself. The key is to make it.
And who said that?
I did. Now that's a major key alert.
Learn the real major keys to getting to college at getschool.com.
Jimmy can't sing, and Tommy can't dance. So we're gonna put some ants in their pants. Aww.
Kids will spend 22 minutes watching us, the super duper party troopers, sing about ants in their pants.
Isn't that funny? Ants in their pants, they've got ants in their pants, they've got ants in their pants.
Brushing for 2 minutes now can save your child from severe tooth pain later. 2 minutes, twice a day. They have the time.
Roll over. Chance high five. All right.
When you adopt a shelter pet, you discover all the things that make them unique. And your mother and...
I am totally a hot person. Right, guys? Thanks for being honest.
They're a little bit of a lot of things. but they're all